$200 million. That's what Costco is estimated to be selling a month in gold and silver. So, Joe, what do you think of that?
If it holds near and dear to you that you like to be able to, anyway.
Okay, thanks for that input, Joe. That was very helpful, buddy. We'll get back to you shortly. So, Costco started selling the Pamp Suisse gold bars back late summer of 2023. And as soon as that started happening, Tim and I were telling people, start buying now. That was when the prices were like 1800s. And we really tried to tell people, just start doing heavier buys at this time because things are heating up. Look, with central banks buying records amounts of gold and large corporations who, typically sell household foods and storage items now selling gold, that's a major sign. And since all that's happened and Tim and I started kind of pushing people to buy heavier, prices are up over 25%. And get this, so Costco is on pace right now to sell over $1 billion worth of precious metals in their first year. And with all this going on, so many people are asking Tim and I, should we keep buying with the prices rising so much over the past 6 months? And look, here's my advice on this. The best thing to do is follow the footprints. Ask yourself this question, okay? What are the central banks doing right now? And don't worry about what they're saying. Let's worry about what they're actually doing. And that, my friends, is buying more gold. And that's especially China. They're buying like an obscene amount of gold right now. The world is starting to realize that the fiat currency system is in serious trouble. Now, they're throwing distraction after distraction at us as much as they can. You got everything from your Diddy freak parties to your Biden declaring the first National Transgender Visibility Day on Easter Sunday. They're really trying to off-track us here. Now, Joe, I want to ask you, Easter Sunday, among all days, it's a hell of a day to declare the first National Transgender Visibility Day. Can you tell us why?
More than half the women in my cabinet, more than half the people in my cabinet, more than half the women in my administration are women.
Oh, okay, Joe. Thank you. Very helpful again. All right, so one of the reasons that Costco is selling so many of these gold bars and silver coins now is because they're just priced so well. Typically, Costco is selling about 2% above spot price, which is a great price. But the problem is they're running out extremely quickly because of them being priced so good. And of course, we know that you have to be a Costco member to take advantage of that deal. I could only imagine how much more precious metals that Costco would be selling if they just opened it up to everyone. Like, hey, everyone come on in, not just members, but anyone who wants to buy precious metals, come on in. And they just marked it up like another 1% for the people that weren't a member. They'd be selling ridiculous amounts of precious metals. I mean, they already are, but it would be way beyond what they're doing right now. I mean, I bet you if they weren't running out of precious metals, they could easily double what they're currently doing. They're at the point where they could almost turn themselves into like the largest precious metals dealer in the world. They'd be like call them the central bank of Costco. But in all seriousness, that's pretty crazy, isn't it, Joe? All right, so I guess they don't call him Sleepy Joe for nothing. Now, outside of the awesome prices that Costco is selling the gold and silver for, the bigger point that I want people to take away from this is the signs that it's giving. As soon as Costco started selling the gold bars back in, late summer of 2023, that was just another sign of where things are going. And pretty much since then, since they started selling for the last 6 months, precious metals have been on an absolute tear. Gold is up over 25%, silver is up over 28%, and Bitcoin is up over 150%. And look, my stacker community, I know a lot of you don't like Bitcoin. I totally get it, but this isn't about whether Bitcoin is a good investment or not. This is about the prices of two commodities that fight a fiat currency skyrocketing right now. This shows us that people are moving away from fiat currency and into assets that represent real money. Gold and silver have obviously been used for money successfully for a very long time. And if you know your history, you know that when you move away from gold and silver or precious metals, real money, and you move into a fiat currency, things start to fall apart. And look, although Bitcoin is new, it is still a fight against fiat currency and a fully centralized government controlled system. And you can hate it all you want, but Bitcoin is still a fight against all that. And it is like a technologically advanced version of gold. And I'm not here to fight the Bitcoin versus gold battle, compare the two, or even to convince you to invest in Bitcoin. That's not what this video is about. I'm just here to help you realize the trend that is currently going on. The whole value of fiat currency is based on people's confidence in that fiat currency. With inflation on the rise and people losing faith or confidence in these fiat currencies, the real money commodities like precious metals and Bitcoin are rising. Oh, hey, looks like Joe is awake. Joe, what do you think about this?
More inflation. What a stupid son of a bitch.
Thanks, Joe. Knew I could count on you for some awesome guidance today. Ladies and gentlemen, give a hand to the leader of the free world, Mr. Joe Biden.
Are you saying boo or boo-earns?
Look, obviously, old Joe ain't coming to our aid, okay? He can barely stay awake or form a whole sentence. How the hell is he going to fix this mess? And truth be told, I'm not even sure this whole mess can be fixed. And while inflation keeps going up and debt keeps rising in all areas, well, people are just moving more and more towards the equalizers like precious metals and Bitcoin. So if you can get your gold or silver at Costco before they run out, go get it. But don't get bummed if they run out and you can't get them at a Costco. Just pay a little more on spot somewhere else. We have dealers listed that we use below if you want to use them. If not, go to your local coin dealer. Just make sure that you do your research, especially if you're a beginner dealing with the local coin dealers. And pay attention to what the billionaires are doing right now. Remember, it's not about what they say, it's about what they're doing. A lot of billionaires are selling stocks right now. That means it wouldn't be a bad time to roll over a portion of your 401k into precious metals. Pay attention to people's actions, not their words. So I want to hear from you. Have you been successful in purchasing Costco gold or silver? I know most people I know, they run out before the people can get their hands on them. So if you have got gold or silver from Costco, place a comment below. Let me know. Make sure you subscribe. See you soon.